Remnant, you are called to this rising, born for this rising. There is a rebirthing and a rebuilding in the kingdom. The remnant is like a burnt wall that is still standing, strong and courageous, committed to the commitment, walk in understanding and lives in God's purpose. The remnant is bold and fearless. They go from purging to purity to process. There is a rising of the remnant, and the kingdom shall prevail. Okay, we've been having some problems today with the internet, so let me see here. Let me try this again. There is a rising of the remnant. You are called to this rising, born for this rising. There is a rebirthing and a rebuilding in the kingdom. The remnant is like a burnt wall that is still standing, strong and courageous, committed to the commitment, walk in understanding and lives in God's purpose. The remnant is bold and fearless. They go from purging to purity to process. There is a rising of the remnant, and the kingdom shall prevail. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome again to Divine Insight Ministries. I'm Apostle Robert Jenkins. It is a Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we take out the time to say thank you. God bless you. Welcome again to another teaching, talking about understanding the systems of unity in the kingdom, part 3. But as always, we ask you to do a couple of things, and that is go ahead and hit that share button. Please share this on your page. Please share and tag. Let me know if you can hear me well, because my computer's been acting crazy. The buffering has not been going well this morning, so let me know if you can hear me well. But go ahead, hit that share button. Please share this on your page. Also tag and share, at least 10 to 15 people. Go ahead and tag and share as well. Also, if you haven't did it already, hit the notification button so you can be notified whenever we come on. Please subscribe to our channel. If you're new, we are on 5 days out of a week. Our main headquarters is out of New Orleans, but we have a ministry across the country, in various cities, in various nations. And so we thank God for it. But go ahead, hit that share button, subscribe to our channel, notification button, and the like button from time to time. But I'm waiting for somebody to let me know that you can hear me well. Let me see here. Okay, I'm good. Okay, thank you, Sister Mary. All right, thank you. All right, because we just had a little problems this morning. But welcome as always. Go ahead and let's get ready to move into it. We should know by now that everything has been postponed. As far as our midweek services until the first of the year, we're going to be doing some things. We're shifting some things. So there's no intercessory prayer today and things like that. Also, if you haven't signed up, please sign up for our Patreon community. We're working on some changes with that as well, but I still want you to be a part of that Patreon community. I'm adding some classes. I'm combining some classes, but I want you to do that as well. We're doing a lot of shifting as far as the leadership is concerned and the different platforms that we have available. And so I'll let you know more about that as we continue on. But God bless everybody. Let's get excited. Part 3, I got a lot to share with you this morning. Let's make sure we keep everybody in prayer. It's good to see everybody this morning. Take heed to all those announcements. And as always, please hit that share button. Please hit that share button. Share and tag. Let's see. Sister Michelle Shaw, I saw you first thing here this morning. God bless you. Cindy Moe, God bless you. Sister Monica, God bless you. Sister Royal, God bless you. Sister Turner, God bless you. Let's see here. Sister Hawkins, God bless you. Brother Rico, God bless you. God bless you. Brother Allen, good to see you. Brother Glenn, always faithful. God bless you. Sister Norton, God bless you. I don't know if we do anything today, but let me know if that's still on for today and what time, okay? Sister Cooper, God bless you. Sister Brown, God bless you. Sister Arlene Minor, God bless you. Sister Mary Lawson, God bless you. Sister Owens, God bless you. Brother Charles, got a couple of days and I'll be seeing you in the city. All right. Let's see here. Sister Mary Willis, love you so much. Carlos Williams, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Okay, everybody said they can hear me. Okay. Brother John, good to see you. Good to see you, man. I got to talk to you. God laid some things on my heart I want to share with you. All right. Let's see here. Brother Robert, God bless you. Red, God bless you. God bless you. Sister Cooper again, God bless you. You saying your phone acting up too? Okay. And Sister Yolanda North, God bless you. So God bless everybody. Go ahead, hit that share button, share this on your page, tag and share. Let everybody know that we are live again. I tell you all this week we'll be live. We'll be doing that unless I tell you any different or unless I'm traveling out of town. I'll be here 5 days out of the week, but Fridays is our leadership one-on-one, dealing with some very powerful things. If you are a in a family, a leader in the community, a leader in any type of way, and all of us are leaders within some phase. You really want to be here on Fridays when we do that. Let's open it up. I want you to get your questions ready so that you may have any questions concerning leadership or any questions concerning, especially leadership in church. If you have any problem with church or challenges or things you face or things you didn't get a complete understanding of, Friday is going to be open for that. Okay. So we'll be doing that. All right. And so let's get prepared. Let's see. Sister Bridges, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, Sister Webster, God bless you. God bless you. I tell you, Havelock is always in the house and Bethel Ministry is always in the house. Thank God for you. Okay, let's get ready to go into prayer and deal with part 3 today because I really want to go over some things. I'm excited as I went over my lessons yesterday. Sister Siobhan, God bless you. God bless you. As I was studying yesterday, always go over my notes because sometimes God will give me something fresh to add to my notes. And I was just so excited about the things God gave me for today. So just excited about that. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Let me know if it's not freezing anymore. Yeah, I had to come out and come back in. I don't know if it's a StreamYard problems. Can you see me? Am I back? Hallelujah. Okay, all right. So we back. Okay. All right, good. All right. So let's move into this teaching. And we may have this problem from time to time. So I'll just go out and come back in and hoping that it work out. I don't know what's going on here. But I was having some problems with it yesterday, and now I'm having problems with it today. Okay. All right. Understanding systems of the kingdom. And you have those problems, and just like we have those problems in the natural, you have those problems in the spiritual. What I've learned is to be relaxed and let the peace of God surpass the understanding or the lack of understanding that you have and why things go on, and just trust him for it and understand that all things work together for the good. And that's what I was going to say before it went off, that don't allow distractions or things to throw you off. Know that God has ordered your steps. Know that God is for you. If God be for you, he's more than a whole world against you. And so that's the key. All right. And to stay faithful to it and wait for it. And this too will pass. I don't care how bad it looks or how bad it seems. God is working it out. He's in the midst of it. All right. So understanding the systems of unity in the kingdom, part 3. I want to talk about the characteristics of organizational unity. Yesterday, we talked about 2 forms of unity: organizational unity and organic unity. One unity is man-made. The other unity is spirit-led. So 2 types of unity. When the Bible talks about endeavor to keep the unity of the spirit, out of Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 3, endeavor to keep the unity of the spirit. And so I want to give you some clarity. One of the things that we're highlighting is make sure that we get a understanding. And everything that we move into 2025, we're at the end of that, moving into 2026, we want to make sure understand our capacity. We want to understand all of those things, okay? And so I'm taking time to really give some clarity on organizational, okay? Because many times you may think that you are in unity, but you are out of alignment, because that unity is not the unity of the spirit. You want to be led by the spirit. We don't want to be in no more unhealthy relationships. We don't want to be in anything that is toxic to our systems. We don't want to be in any form of bondage. This is the time to walk into freedom. This is the time to maximize who you are and to do exactly what you've been called to do. You want to know your purpose it more clear than ever before. You want to know how you function. You want to know how God uses you, all those things. So we're going to really teach and have some clarity concerning organization and the organism, or the organic unity. I want to be in real unity, real oneness that is possible. Matter of fact, it's already been created by God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. So we already know those things. So we're going to flow with God, okay? But I'm going to show you and give you the dynamic. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. And we back. Making sure we back. Let me know if you can hear me. Look like we may be going through this a little bit today. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, good to see you, Brother Mike. Sister Lisa, God bless you. Sister Lankin, God. Yeah. Okay. We're going from being back. Let me give it a couple seconds and make sure. Yes, you can hear me. Okay. And so we want to make sure we have an understanding of this unity. Are we back? Okay, we can hear you. Making sure that we good because it's going in and out. I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's going in and out. Okay, can you hear me? Everybody can hear me? Let me know if I'm no longer frozen. Okay. Anytime you're dealing with this unity, you want to make sure that you are under the unity of the Spirit. That's so important. You want to make sure you are in healthy places when it comes to God. You want to make sure that you're not under any form of deception. And so all those things are important. All right. So the characteristics of the unity of the Spirit or versus the characteristics of the unity, false unity, organizational unity that is man-made. Okay. And so let's talk about point A and let's see how far we can get today without these crazy interruptions. Point A that I want to deal with, characteristics of organizational unity. Sister Mary, if you write notes, it should be in your notes. Characteristics of organizational unity. I did add some things here, Sister Mary. So I'm gonna try to talk slow so you can be able to give me the notes. Okay. Characteristics of organizational unity. Remember, organizational unity is the fig leaf. Organizational unity is the unity that we use to put something together on our own. We're not led by God. We're not following God, but we want to be polished. We want to look good. We want to use God's name, all those things, but it's man-made. It's man-controlled. It's man-operated. That's organizational unity. And it does exist. Corporations use it all the time. A lot of churches use it all the time. A lot of people use a lot of unity and they think it's oneness, but it's based upon false terms. Good to see you, Apostle Jackson. And so we want to deal with that and we want to describe that and want to get clear. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. But characteristics of organizational unity. Point number one, organizational unity is built from the outside in. Organizational unity, point number, and I'm going to use some letters. Point 1A is organizational unity is built from the outside in. Okay, very key. So what do you mean from the outside in, Apostle Jenkins? Basically, from the outside in means this, and this is in my note: a church that forms unity by creating committees. Okay, and I want you to know there's nothing wrong with these things that I'm going to say. Besides that, they're not spirit-led. The devil is a duplicator. He tries to imitate God. He tries to do a lot of things just like God to be able to bring deception. Every form of deception has a form of truth in it. I can feel the anointing. Every level of deception has a form of truth in it to be able to deceive. And so a lot of things that I'm going to say, you may say, well, that's my church. We have committees. We have this. We have that. But is it spirit-led? That's the difference. That's the difference. There's nothing wrong with a pure religion, but there is something wrong with a false religion. Okay? So sometimes we are in a religion that's right, but we could be in a religion that's wrong. Okay, we could be going to church, but we're not becoming the church. So we want to be able to distinguish between the right way of doing something and the wrong way of doing something. And most of the time, that is based upon the motive. Why do you do what you do? See, you can be in worship and be out of order because you're worshiping what you worship, or you're worshiping an idol. You giving that worship to yourself and not giving that worship to God. And so what we're doing, we're bringing up about clarity, and you can't have clarity when you don't have be able to distinguish the difference between light and darkness, the difference between the angel of light and the devil who comes in a form of light. You have to be able to distinguish the Lion of Judah, which is God, versus the roaring lion who seeks who he may devour. You got to know how to distinguish that. You got to know how to distinguish sheep versus a wolf in sheep clothing. See? And so I'm giving you the difference between the characteristics of organized unity, which is built from the outside in, that is man-made and man-controlled. Okay? And one of the ways that they do that is a church that forms unity by creating committees. I have a committee here, I have a committee here, I have a program here, I have this set over here, I have a board of trustees over here. Committees makes up this unity. Also titles, and we talked about a lot of people are giving titles not because that's your calling, not because that's your anointing, but because they want to keep you at the church. They'll give you certain titles that make you be faithful to this church, and they'll give you that name, even though they will not use you, even though they may not train you, maybe even though they may not develop you, or sometimes they'll train you and develop you, but they'll put a yoke around your neck and allow you only to operate there. That title is given to build a false unity. And so committees are established for these organizations. Titles are established for these organizations, and many people are operating outside of your grace. The title that you carry is not the calling that God gave you, but man gave you that title. People are forced into positions because I need a preacher, I need an apostle, I need a prophet in the house, or they are immature in their discernments. And so they'll label you based upon a certain expressions that they saw from you, but that's not your gifting. That's not your grace. That's just how God moved on you at that time. And you may have even said, I don't think I'm a prophet. Why are you calling me a prophet? I'd rather not be called that. But they want to force certain things on you to bring about a unity, because we have to have these titles in place so we can look a certain way. And this happens many times. And if you've been a victim of that, guilty of that yourself, repent and change and make the adjustments. But these are very things that the devil has set up to be able to use deception and to control many people. So committees are created in these organizations, titles are given in these organizations, and positions. And this is the danger. You say, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having committees? What's wrong with having titles and positions? The problem is that an organizational unity will do these things without addressing personal relationship or heart issues among leaders. So, Sister Mary, write that down. A church forms unity by creating committees, titles, and positions without, this is the danger of it, without addressing personal relationship or heart issues among the leaders. So you have a position, but nobody knows that you're suffering. Nobody knows that you're going through. And your position is you have accountability to that position. People hold you accountable, but they don't care how your marriage is doing. They don't care how your children is doing. They don't care how you are dealing with depressions privately. You're taking pills in order to function in this organization. You're doing some crazy things just to keep a smile on your face. You and your husband argue almost every Sunday afternoon when church is over because your loyalty to this union, to this organization, but you your husband feel like you have abandoned him, or your wife feel like, you spend too much time. You have a mistress at the church because you fell in love more with the church than your own family, your own home, and all these things go on. And they don't care. It doesn't matter what you're going through. Just make sure you don't miss. Just make sure you show up. Just make sure you be on that piano, be on that organ. Make sure that you bring your tie and you come to church. And see, and this is organizational unity. It's based upon, yes, you are part of a committee. Yes, you have a position. Yes, you have a title. But your personal relationship, the pastor don't know you. You don't really know them. You don't spend no time. There's no conversations during the week. There's no real intimacy. See? You may not even know where they live. You don't have their phone number. A lot of times they're not concerned about the internal things that you're dealing with. Why? Because this is built outside in. It's not built inside out. Like organic unity cares about the inward man more than the outward man. An outside organization or a organizational unity that's built from the outside in don't care about your personal life. So what your family don't get along? So what you're going through a level of depression? I remember there was a time in my life that I was a part of an organizational church, and I was homeless. Well, not homeless. I had an apartment, but I didn't have no food. I was struggling to make it. And they had a revival that particular week. I drove the van. I played the drums. I played the piano. I cut on the lights. I was doing all these things and didn't have nothing in my house except for a can of bacon bits. I love bacon bits on my salad, and a can of bacon bits, and I would eat a couple of them and go to revival. And the prophet came and did revival and gave everybody a word and never spoke to my issue, my personal issue. And I'm struggling. And at the last day of the revival, good to see you, Mo. At the last day of the revival, I tell the pastor, and he took me out to dinner and gave me something to eat, took me to Perkins or something and gave me something to eat. And I didn't even want to finish the food because I knew when I was done with that meal, I had to go back to my house that had no food in it. He didn't take me grocery shopping. He didn't sit down and give me the power to get wealth. He didn't deal with none of those things. He didn't go back to the church and write me out a check so that I could buy some food. None of those things were taken care of. Nothing against the ministry. It's just many times in ministries, when you under organizational unity, your personal needs and your issues of the heart that you're really dealing with, your children don't talk to you, all those things, no one cares. There's no intercessory prayer about your personal stuff. We're praying for the country, praying for all that stuff. You're just a part of an organization. And that's the sad part about it. Okay, good to see you. Sister Brenda, I've been trying to send you back some stuff, but your messenger won't let me do that. So let's work that out so I can communicate back with you. It's giving me some problems. Okay. All right, Brother Johnny, good to see you. So a church forms unity. I'm dealing with the organizational today, the characteristics of an organizational unity, not a spirit-led unity, but just a church that look like it's okay, look like it's great, all those things. Good to see you, Ramika. Good to see you. Okay. And so this is a danger. So I'll give again the first characteristics of an organizational unity, not a spirit-led unity. There's a difference. A organic unity is spiritual-led. It's heartfelt. A organizational unity have all the trimmings. It's built from the outside in, but it don't have the personal things that you need. And a lot of people left church because of the organizational church that they was a part of, because they couldn't get their personal needs attended to. And I don't care how much they were faithful and loyal and how much they gave, their issues, their family was falling apart. Their soul was falling apart. They were dealing with depression all while they was singing, all while they was preaching, all while they was teaching, and nobody picked it up. And that's a sad thing when you're part of a organizational church that doesn't have any sensitivity to what you're going through and how you're feeling and how your kids is feeling and how your family is feeling, how your marriage falls apart. And emotionally, you are unstable, but you must be faithful. Why? Because we got committees, a church that forms unity. That's what an organizational unity is. It's a church that forms unity by creating committees. They got committees, titles, positions. But the danger is without addressing personal relationship. How do you feel? Your heart been broken 4 times. What's going on? You're not married and you got 5 kids. How are you handling it? Those things are never brought up. And that's the sad things. And so what happens is you become a performer. You just do what you have to do on Sunday mornings, on Wednesdays, on Fridays. You do what you have to do, but it's a terrible thing, okay? Because addressing your personal relationship or heart issues among leaders. Everything appears organized, but there's no genuine spiritual connection or trust. Now, I'm taking my time, and so I may only get 2 or 3 points each day because I really want to walk you through this because I care about how you've been feeling. And a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to church because we haven't addressed the danger of organizational unity that has hurt me personally. Everything appears organized. An organized church, it looks like it's together. Man, it's clean. It looks nice. People dress nice. Everybody seems to be on time. But personally, when you go home with them, when you meet them, when you spend time with them, when you finally go to dinner with them and they start talking, you say, oh my God, it looks well. It's almost like it made you join the church when you first saw it. But when you became a member of the church and started hearing the real stories and what's really going on to make it look as good as it looked, you say, man, this is a mess. And it's messy on the inside because it don't deal with inside. It deals with the outside. It builds outside in. But there's no genuine spiritual connection. And ask yourself, are you a part of something really not connected to you spiritually? As long as you play your role, are you good? A lot of marriages go through that. They seem to have no problem in their marriage because as long as you doing the sex, as long as you cooking the food, as long as he going to work, as long as he paying the bills, as long as he cutting the grass, as long as he doing those things, then you know what, we're fine. Even though I don't feel love, I feel like I'm by myself. I feel lonely in this marriage, but my personal needs, I feel like I'm not being attended to. I feel like I'm not being understood. All of those things can be ignored just for the sake of the organization. Good to see you, Cassandra. God bless you. Prophet Reno, God bless you. Angela, God bless you. See, and so this is a danger, okay? When there's no spiritual connection. No spiritual connection. No spiritual connection. Yeah, I played my role. Yes, I showed up. Yes, I gave my money. But are you really connected to me? Do you really feel what I'm going through? Do you understand why I need you and why you need me? Do you understand that I'm on E and I'm making it to church and I was on time, but I'm on E emotionally. I don't even have enough to deal with myself. When I get to my job, I'm drained. When I deal with my kids, I'm drained. I can't get my husband what he needs. I can't get my wife what he needs. I can't get myself what he needs. All because I'm trying to keep this organization together. Okay. Very key. Very key. Okay. Very key. All right. And so everything appears organized, but there's no genuine spiritual connection or there's no trust. And when there's no trust in a relationship, you don't share, you pull away. because I don't trust you with my problems. And many times there's no trust because when you try to make it personal, you got exposed, you got rebuked, you got challenged. People look down on you. Sometimes we are afraid to be transparent because transparent make me lose my title. If I tell the truth, they're gonna take me out of my position. If I tell the truth, I'm not gonna preach this week, or I'm gonna be preached on. Now, I know that message is not about God. That message is talking about me and my kids. See, and so what happens is, let me go back to just being organizational and let me keep my stuff private and let me not trust people with my issues and what I'm dealing with because people can't handle what I'm about to tell them. See? Because you care more about the image, you care more about what it looks like than what I'm really going through. See? Real talk. Okay. And this is the danger of that. This kind of unity depends on systems, but not shared spiritual life. And I want you to write that down, Sister Mary. This kind of unity depends upon systems. So what do we have to do to keep this church looking good? Just stay faithful to your committee, stay faithful to your title, to your position, but we never share spiritual life. We never share pain. We never share scars. We never have real conversation and real dinner about brokenness. Just be faithful, sing the song, smile, play your role, put your robe on, put your face on. You see, and so I depend upon the system. So I need systems to maintain me. And so now I go to church to get high because I'm not getting delivered. So I'm gonna get high. And I'm going to get high off another system and another committee. And I'm going to get on another committee. And I'm going to get on another committee. And I'm going to be faithful to another role. But at the same time, I'm broken eternally. I'm suicidal eternally. I'm depressed eternally. And so now, and people who attain this, because there's no spiritual connection, there's no truth, there's no spiritual life, you have to fight. People don't know what you have to go through just to get to church because you really don't have the strength. See? It depends upon systems and not on spiritual life. It should be a spiritual impartation. You should leave church wiser, leave church stronger. You should leave church with cures and resolution and wisdom and strategy. But you leave in church. And this is why many times you will commit to another committee because you got to stay. It's an opium now. You have to stay with it in order to maintain the sickness. Not to maintain healthy, but to maintain the sickness. See, very key. All right. And this is what we call organizational unity. And you'd be surprised in the things that you may admire from a distance. You'll look at certain churches, you'll look at certain families, you'll look at certain things, and you'll say, man, I wish I was like them. You have no clue how dead they are on the inside, how many hurting people show up week after week after week to keep the organization looking good. And your home has been broken for years. You and your husband don't even talk anymore. Your kids don't believe in nothing that has to do with the church. But we're going to make it look good. And people are playing roles and they doing things. And I know because I've been there. I remember my greatest messages when I was at my greatest level of depression. But I gotta give the people what they need. I can't let it fall. I can't let the pastor think that I'm not for this. So let me put on my robot. This is organizational unity. And so everything that look good is not always good when you get on the inside, but on the outside, it can be very deceptive. Okay. And many times we're a product of this. And sometimes you're a product of this and you don't even know how to get out of it. How do I get into a real healthy spiritual? Sometimes the fear of because of how you were treated in the organization. Do I want to lose this title? Or if I have a title that I don't belong to, if I take it down, if I say this is not who I am, if I tell you that I'm tired, if I tell you that I'm weak, if I tell you Okay, I'm back. And if it does that, just be patient. Just wait a couple seconds, and I'll reload it and I'll come back. So we got to be able to deal with these things and be honest about it. And I want us to look at it and say, you know what? I see where now this message has located me. I want to make some adjustments in my life and begin to pray and to begin to ask God, heal me from organizational unity, heal me from being a part of a program of titles, of committees, and all those things, but eternally I'm lost. You don't want to do that. You don't want to help everybody else when you need help. You don't want to be able to look good on the outside, but inside you're dying. Your family, it affects your family, it affects the real perception. And when people find out the truth about God and about church, they don't want anything to do with it because we have been pretenders. And we don't want to do that. And let me tell you something. You are more valuable than just being a number or just fulfilling a position. Your soul matters. And there are real apostles and there are real prophets, and there are real pastors, and there's real people out there that really do care about you. And so don't think because you've been under an organizational unity that the organic unity doesn't exist. And please don't hurt great men and women of God because of what was done to you before that make everybody be the same. Every pastor is not trying to use you. Everybody is not trying to prostitute you. Everybody is not trying to manipulate you. And so many things, I need you to be a part of a committee, but I just need to make sure that I care about you as much as I care about the committee. There's nothing wrong with having committees, nothing wrong with having titles. There's nothing wrong with having positions. The problem is when we have those greater than we have a love for you. Love, if you love me, you got to feed my sheep. And so these things are necessary. And the devil has hijacked these things so that we won't even have a concern about getting these in these places the right way, being a part of a church the right way. There can be a healthy church. Okay. And so we can work together. Why? Because we must endeavor to keep the unity of the spirit. The healthiness is in how we see the original blueprint. That is God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. All right. And so can everybody hear me? Make sure, because I know we've been going off and on. So let me know if you can hear me before I move to point 1B. We dealt with point 1, which was characteristics of organized unity. 1A is that organized unity is built from the outside in. Okay. The next thing I want to deal with is that organized unity is hidden jealousies and competitions. I'm waiting. Sister Owen, Sister Mary, somebody let me know if you can hear me. And then we're back. I look like I'm back, but I don't know if y'all back. I'll wait. Okay, thank you, Ramika. Okay, thank you. All right. And so hidden jealousy, I want to deal with when you're part of organized, the organized unity. I'm just going to give you elements this morning to be able to recognize organized unity. So the first thing that we dealt with is that an organized unity is built from the outside in. The second thing I want to deal with, that in organized unity, many times there's hidden jealousy and competition. There is hidden jealousy and competition. Okay. And so, as I was teaching yesterday, I was excited to be able to expose these things, but there was another emotion that I had that I wanted to cry, because every single one of these I have experienced. I've been a part of organized unity. It looked good, but on the inside, I knew that there was nobody really cared about me. It's a sad thing when you sitting in the pulpit, or you on the piano or on the organ or on the drums. That was for me, and didn't have no spiritual connection. You knew that people didn't really want to care, didn't really care about your problems. And if you told them your problems, you knew that it was going to cause you to not be respected in that organization again. And you don't want to lose your title. You don't want to lose how people see you. It feels good to have people love you and respect you. It feels good for people to honor you. It feels good for people to appreciate you, but not at the expense of me hiding what I'm going through. See, and so I'm teaching this, but I'm teaching this really with passion, excitement that we expose it. But another side to me that is saying, man, this is sad that it goes on, but it does. All right. So the next thing I want to deal with is hidden jealousies in these organizational unity. There's hidden jealousy in competition. And this is a very poison thing that happens in churches. All right. This is when leaders secretly compare ministries, okay? Hidden jealousy. This is when leaders secretly compare ministries. And I've been a part of churches where they're looking at other churches and say, we ain't doing nothing. You know what? I wish I had a man of God like she has a man of God or he has a man of God. And they're comparing you. Can you preach as good as the next person? Do you bring to the table what somebody else brings to the table? And there's a lot of comparison going on. And you'll start to self-sabotage yourself in the midst of these great organizations. But you don't know within there's jealousy. There's jealousy. And when you preach, you got to out-preach the next person. You got to out-dress the next person. You got to show more loyalty. So you got to give more money so that the pastor can make it seem like that you are my next person in line. So we fighting over who gonna get the pastor's heart. We fighting over who gonna get the first lady's heart. We fighting over who gonna be seen the most, who gonna be used the most. All this hidden jealousy within this organization. It looked like together, but everybody's fighting one another for position, for power, for platform. Who has the pastor's number? Who can the pastor call to help pick him up? Who's his armor bearer? All this stuff goes on in the midst of this looking like a wonderful church, looking like an organized, but in it, there's some hidden jealousies. And we begin to compare and who's deeper than the other, who's wiser, who has the greatest degrees, or who's being used the most, who's most popular. All these things are going on. Hidden jealousy. This is when leaders have secretly compared ministries, or they compare influence. I wish you can do it like so-and-so, because when he do it, man, he was able to bring 10 people to the church. You've been here a whole year and you ain't brought nobody, and all these things. And now you're competing for the seat. You're competing to be seen, to be looked on. You're competing, and this goes on. Okay. Or you're competing for favor. You want favor. You know, the pastor let me drive her car, let me drive his car. You know what I'm saying? I can pick him up. You know, he feel close. He called my name 3 times during his message. All these things in the midst of this great organization, there are hidden jealousies and hidden competitions, and you are competing for positions. You're competing, and that shouldn't be. Every joint should supply. Every person should know that we're valuable to one another. I need you and you need me. I can't be you and you can't be me. We don't need to compete, as Prophet Reno would say. We don't need to compete. We need to be able to complete one another. There should be a spirit of completion, not a spirit of competition. And comparison kills. But we do this within, and people don't know it until they get involved and say, "Why, my God." That's what's really going on. There's a lot of hidden jealousies here. See, and guess what? And when there's hidden jealousy, it creates snitches. I always say there's snitches in the kingdom. And so now you're telling somebody else just to be able to get that position. You expose somebody else just so you can be right next to the pastor. And all these things, that's right. That's that Judas complex. And all these things goes on, okay? And jealousy, what happens is this jealousy turns collaboration into competition. We should be collaborating. We should be working together. We should say we have an all-star team. We should be saying that this is the NFL, or this is NBA finals, and you know what? And we have a great team here. But instead of seeing great people as team members, you see them as threats and enemies. And next thing you know, there's a division coming in within the praise team. There's a division coming in between the musicians, especially if you have more than one that's in the same position, because it should be collaboration. We should thank God for giftings that come into the house. We should thank God for great minds coming into the house. But now you become a threat, and many times it'll force you to start your own church because you were such a threat to the ministry, so much jealousy and so much competition that you know what? They'll start closing up the space and not making space for your gift anymore. Next thing you know, you don't even have room to be who you need to be because there's so much competition that they're fighting over a spot. Okay. And so jealousy turns collaboration into competition, and it corrupts motives. And next thing you know, I'm afraid to trust you because I don't know your motive. I don't know why you did what you did. I don't know why you asking me the questions that you're asking me. I don't know why you gave me the assignment that you gave me. Now I'm leery about anything you say to me because of this jealousy and this hidden competition. It makes me question your motive. Are you really genuine when you did what you did? And so now I'm afraid to receive a gift from you because you use gifts to maneuver, or you use a gift to control or to dominate, and all these things goes on in this organization. Be surprised at the people that sold their soul. We talk about people sell their souls to the devil. We sell our souls to pastors and sell our souls to apostles and prophets and to ministries just to be a part of that organization. See? And it corrupts motives. And now it seems like nobody got a pure motive. And this is why a lot of times people say, I don't want nobody to help me. And we say, why would you don't want to receive help? Because you can't. All right, I'm back. And so this is very key. Okay, very key. All right. And so the solution that we should say, how do we solve this? We're supposed to be able to create other grace. Watch this. Celebrate other grace. Celebrate other grace. Celebrate people that are doing what they do. Okay, I shouldn't feel threatened because of you showing up, and you shouldn't feel threatened because what, do I have to dumb down who I am in order to play dumb? Do I have to let you use me? Do I have to let you use me in order for you to feel like that I'm really there for you? And so it creates these motives, and now nobody trusts nobody. So we only doing it for the organizational part, not for the real spirit love, not for the spirit of love, not for real unity. And this is a bad thing when we have allowed these hidden agendas, these secret motives that come into the ministry. We look, everybody think on the outside it looks good, but on the inside we know you're fighting over the position. You're fighting over who's gonna sit next to the pastor, who gonna be able to bring the pastor's Bible in. You're fighting over these positions. Who gonna be next in line to be used. This is a terrible thing. Okay. And now we can't really celebrate grace because we're threatened by your level of grace because of the secret things that goes in order to maintain a look that's really not true. We don't even get along. I don't even like you. You don't even like me, but you'll pretend just to keep the organization together. Good to see you, Sister Arlington. Okay. And now there's no real celebration. Everybody should be able to appreciate their lane. Stay in your lane. I shouldn't have to be you in order for you to like me. I shouldn't have to submit my mindset because you can't handle the level of truth that I bring. How do we collaborate? Endeavor to keep the unity of the spirit and not organize unity that got hidden clauses, got other motives. See, very key. All right. So that's point 1B. Okay. 1B, hidden jealousies and spirit of competition many times are a part of these organizations, and they look good on the outside, but on the inside, my God, the jealousy that's going on here. The jealousy and the competition and the things that people are doing, not for the sake of the ministry, not really for the healthiness of the church. You doing it because you want to be able to have a position. You are in competition for who's going to be the next person in line. Okay. And that's a terrible thing. The next thing, a part of this organization, is unforgiveness and offense. And the many things that look good, may sound good, may appear to be good, but they built from the outside in. I'm dealing with characteristics of an organizational unity. False unity, but it's together, but it ain't together on the inside. And you have to notice it. It has committees, but they don't get along. It has titles, it has positions, but nobody's personal needs are really being attended to. Okay? It's unified, but on the inside, there's jealousy and competition. Okay. It's unified, but on the inside, there's unforgiveness and offense. Offense is one of the main enemies of unity. And that was point 1B. Sister Mary, unforgiveness. Okay. Unforgiveness and offense. Offense is one of the main enemies of unity. And you'd be surprised at the people who are still part of something, but they still offended. And all while you preaching, they mad, they hurt, they're disappointed, their hearts has been broken, they have been offended, they have been disrespected, or they feel disrespected. Offense is one of the main enemies of unity. And many leaders work together publicly, but carry private resentment. Write that down. Many leaders work together publicly. And you show up for rehearsal, you show up for praise team, you show up for the meetings, you show up for Sunday morning service, you show up for the revival. You work together, you do offering together, you do secretarial work together. You may go to the restaurant together, but privately you got resentment. You got resentment of how you were treated, how your kids were treated, how your husband was overlooked. You got resentment of things that were said to you, things that was done, messages that were preached, and you know they were talking about you. You got resentment, but you keep it together. You put a smile on your face. You act like it's okay. All things work together for the good, but that resentment has never been worked on. And you wait, and before you know it, you'll end up building private cliques, and you'll find other people who feel the way you feel, but you'll test the water first. You'll say a couple of things and see how they feel about that. How you feel about that message this Sunday? That's a trick. And then they say, you know what? I just feel like, you know what? They say that every year, but they'll never do what they say. And so now you got resentments together. And the people who have resentments against leadership, they together, and there's private resentment. So even publicly, you show up, you put on your dress code. Yes, sir. Yes, pastor. Yes, apostle. Sure. You faithful to the organization. You're not going to miss it. You're not going to let it fall on the outside. But on the inside, it's empty. On the outside, it's clean and washed. On the inside, it's full of dead man's bones. Good to see you, Sister Felicia. Many leaders work together publicly, but carry private resentment. And what's the danger of this? Offense hardens the heart. Anytime you are under any form of offense, your heart is being hardened. And there are many marriages together, but your husband's heart been hardened, or her heart's been hardened. And so now it's just performance. I'm just going to do what I got to do as a man. I'm going to do what I got to do as a woman. But really, there's no real love flowing here. I just know how to play the role. The heart is hardened. The offense hardens the heart, and it makes partnership impossible. Real partner. Anytime you harden your heart, you're stuck in that same day. You're stuck in that same moment. You're stuck in that same trigger. Anytime you harden your heart, okay? The solution is you need a heart check. And when you're part of an organized unity that's on the outside in, anytime you're dealing with secret, private resentments, jealousy, competition, you got to need a heart check. And you got to ask yourself, regardless of what role you have, regardless of what title you have to ask yourself, where's my heart when it really comes to this? Do I really feel love here? Or am I just playing a role? In a marriage, are you just playing a role? You do your part, I do my part, and we good. Okay? No repentance. You got to ask yourself, when the last time you repented of the offense you caused, or the offense, or the offense you have received? And guess what? And ask yourself, are you really having real communication? Are you really talking and really being able to share your personal feelings? Can you become transparent in how you really feel, and without jeopardizing the organization? Because many times that'll make you become silent. You become silent because I don't want to mess up what's going on. We got a good thing going here, at the expense of you crying all night, at the expense of you feeling by yourself, at the expense of you feeling overlooked, at the expense, I can feel the pain now. I can feel your sorrow as I'm talking. Many of you, what I'm talking, that's why the comments is not going crazy today, because many of you, as I'm talking, you are identifying. I can feel you. This is you. This is what you've been through. You've been a part of many organizations, and you don't communicate like you used to. You don't have a real heart for this thing, because you've been damaged under the organization, under trying to keep it together, make it look like a certain thing, but there's some underlying currencies that is hurting you. It's real talk. Okay, and this happens in organizational unity. And we'll get to the organic unity so you can know how it's supposed to look like. Right now, I'm showing you what it should not look like. And many people have helped keep organizations looking good at the expense. And then when you finally broke it and you drain and you have no more left, then they get rid of you or you end up leaving. But by the time you leave and go to the next person or the next church, or you finally find a good husband or a good wife, you don't even have the necessary ingredients to be helpful to that new thing because you got burnt out at the last thing because you was doing so much to keep it looking good, but the jealousy and the competition and the private resentment has broken you. See? Very key. The next thing I want to deal with is insecurity and fear being replaced. Insecurity and the fear of being replaced. Write that down, Sister Mary. Next point. I don't know if it's 1C, what letter we on, but insecurity and fear of being resentment. This is a part of the organizational unity. When you're part of it, but you have so much insecurity. And your insecurity comes because you know at any time, if you don't do what they say, you don't follow the rules, if you stand up for truth, if you come against some things that you know is not right, you know you are going to be replaced. And so that fear of being replaced. Let me know you can hear me because I'm talking, but I don't see no comments. So let me see. I'm waiting because my numbers are moving, but I don't see no one. Are you there? I'm still waiting because I don't want to give all this out, which if it's recorded, it'll still be on there. I don't see anything. Okay. Were y'all able to? Okay, we hear you. Okay. All right, because it didn't show up on the comment section. So I hope everything that I said before wasn't missed. Okay. I'll wait for it again. Okay, you hear me. Okay, good. And so we're dealing with, Sister Mary, was you able to put that up, insecurity and the fear of being replaced? I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that in the comment section. The insecurity and the fear of being replaced. So I don't know if I'm having a hard time with the comments and seeing those. I don't know if it's doing that. Okay, so I'll just keep talking. Insecurity and the fear of being replaced is when a leader's identity is rooted in a position instead of purpose. When a leader's identity is rooted in a position instead of purpose, they fear other rising. And many times, okay, you said, okay, thank you, Sister Lambkin, thank you for that. All right, and so when a leader's identity is rooted in position instead of purpose, and many times this is the result of this organizational unity. Man, I just feel like crying. I can feel the pain of this. It's like no one really cares about you. It's not your purpose. It's not really what you're called to do. It's not really where God wants you to be emotionally, but it's when your identity is rooted in that position. You don't really know who you are. You just know what the church wants from you. You don't really know who God called you to be, or you know this is not where you need to be, but you don't want to feel like a failure people who have hurt, who have helped you. You don't want to be a failure to your leadership. You've been taught loyalty. And so there's a level of loyalty and consciousness that you have, but at the same time, it's breaking you down. And so you know that they care so much about this position that they're not going to come against this position. And so if you don't do what they want you to do, you know you are going to be replaced. They will keep moving on. You just another number. They're going to move on as if you never exist. This is when a leader's identity is rooted in the position instead of purpose, and they fear other rising in them. So I must protect this space. I must protect the place that I have in their eyes, or in his eyes, or in her eyes. All those things, okay? And this brings about a level of insecurity. And insecurity people will tell on other people. Insecurity people will tear down other people. Insecure people will attack other people because I'm insecure. I got to protect my location. I have to protect my territory. I have to protect all these things because I'm insecure. I don't want to be replaced. I don't know who I am. Without this position, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. This has become so important. I have sold my life out to this position. I don't have a purpose outside of this position. I don't know who I am when I'm not in church. See, or no one else give me the level of significance. Nothing else makes me more valuable. Nothing else makes me more important. And so I am going to protect. I am going to attack anything that comes into position because I'm insecure and I fear of being replaced. Okay, what's the solution to that? You have to develop security in your assignment and celebrate the season God has you in. You got to learn to develop security in your assignment. God put me here. God set me here. And so if God brought me here, when it's time for me to move, God will take me out. But no man can take what God gave, and no man can give me what God takes away. In other words, no man can open a door that God has shut, and no man can shut the door that God has opened. You got to know that. But if you don't know that, you're insecure, and it'll make you become a slave because of your insecurity. You are loyal because of your insecurity. You are faithful because of your insecurity. Good to see you, Eddie. See, because Sister Katrina, good to see you. See, and you don't want to be based upon because you so much in this position, but not in your purpose. Your security comes in what God has said about you. Your security have to come in what God said he's going to do through you and with you. Not based upon what another man has given you for the sake of holding something together while you fall apart. And many times organizations are being built from the outside in, not from the inside out. And so the position is more important than your purpose. And let me be honest with you. If you made a mistake and you have the wrong title on you, take it off. There is a title that belongs to you. You're not being replaced in a sense. You're being assessed to the right place. You rather be in a place where you can function with the grace you've been given than try to be in a place you're not successful in because you don't have the grace for it. And never allow a position to identify you. You identify the position by your own identity. The position doesn't identify you. You identify it. See, very key. You must know that. The power to be precedes the power to do. You must know that. Okay? You must know that. All right? And so insecurity and the fear of being replaced. And many people have allowed things to sabotage them, weaken them, destroy them, damage them because you was in a position without knowing your purpose. And you took whatever came and you lost your family over it. You lost your compassion over it. You lost your zeal, because if you work in an organization without passion, you eventually burn yourself out of what you really need for living. And so now you don't even have the motivation. You have to make yourself. And this is where you start making deals and you do it for money. You do it for popularity, but you don't do it for the love anymore. See? And this is when you start being snappy at people and all kind of stuff, or you learn to be a great role. You are a great actor. You are the Denzel Washington. You are the let's see, who was a great female actor? Anybody you want to think of? You are the Stella Got a Groove Back in church. See, because of this organization, but eternally you were dealing with insecurities. Eternally you were dealing with being replaced, not being seen, not being looked on, or not being appreciated, or not being fakely appreciated, because sometimes appreciation is not real. The appreciation is only due because you do the position, not because I love you as the person. It's a danger. All right. We've been having some troubles today, so I'm not going to go too long. I'm going to deal with the next point. And it looked like, Sister Mary, I'm not able to see any comments for whatever reason. Maybe StreamYard or Facebook or YouTube is having some problems today. But the next thing I want to deal with is when you're part of an organizational unity, pride and control. Pride and control. All right. And when you have pride and control under these, and remember, these are churches that look good, they're polished, they sound good, all these things, but they're not spirit-led. And so I'm giving you the things that happen underneath, the things that people don't see until they become members, the things that people don't see until they become a part of the inner circle. And this is how they build deceptions, because they're on the outside they look good, but on the inside you see these things. Okay, very key. And not to say that the organic unity don't have these kind of challenges, but because of the Holy Ghost and because of the love and because of the unity, we work through these things, and it makes us closer, not separate us. So there's a different end result when you're doing it from the spirit realm. The devil gonna come at anybody's door. He gonna knock on your door, but we deal with the devil differently because of who we are in God, because of the endeavor. That's what, matter of fact, these attacks from the devil, when you have a real spirit-led church, it shows us how to fight against these, and we become wiser and stronger because of our mindset about these things. We're not just concerned about positions, we're concerned about purpose and people. See, we're in the people business, not just business itself. Church is not a business for us. It's a kingdom understanding of business when it deals with people. Okay. Last thing, pride and control. Pride refuses correction. And so many times the reason why these churches become so messy is because nobody can be corrected. You can't correct anybody. Pride won't let you correct them. And so there's no correction. And what happens is it controls and resists collaboration. See, pride will resist collaboration. And so what happens is it refuses correction, and control resists collaboration. So I got to be in control. So it's my way or no way. And you'll find that it's my way. And you'll hear Pastor say that this is my church. This is my responsibility. So how God tells me, that's how it's going to be. And that's pride and control. And this is why many people don't want anything to do with church, even if it's an organized church, even if it's a healthy church, because they've seen so much pride run churches. They've seen so much domination run churches. And many times we're under domination, not under God's dominion. See, because dominion is not over people. Dominion is over demons, and dominion is over fish of the sea, fowls of the air, everything that creeps upon the earth, but not one another. We are to influence one another through love, through kindness, through mercy, through gentleness, not through domination. But this pride and control, my God, and nothing can build an outward organization better than it looks polished, it looks good until you get on the inside and see how messy and how dead it really is. Okay? So it refuses correction, and we are in trouble when you can't be corrected. You are in trouble when you resist any level of connecting, and you don't connect because you don't trust. You don't trust. Why? Because you know the insecurity on the inside. You know the real hidden competition that really goes on. You know the secret motives. You talk about them and they talk about you. You got your crew that talks about them and they got their crew that talks about you. Fighting over position and powers and platforms. When pride governs leadership, the spirit of unity departs. Write that down. Everybody can't see it, but we're going to write it down anyway. When pride governs leadership, the spirit of unity departs. When pride governs leadership, the spirit of unity departs. What's the solution? And we'll stop here. Cash App, $ Apostle Robert Jenkins, PayPal, Apostle RJ. When pride governs leadership, the spirit of unity depart. The solution is we must learn how to stay accountable. Do not learn to operate under this pride, and you won't let nobody correct you. There's no rebuking. There's no reproving. That's a danger. Because the spirit will leave, and anything that will cause the spirit not to dwell in the church is when pride and control is in there. Now that spirit of unity is no longer there. Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit of comments now. Okay. When pride governs leadership, the spirit of unity departs. So we got to learn how to stay accountable. We got to learn how to cultivate humility. And this is something I want you to ask God to help you with as a leader. Lord, teach me the strategies of how to cultivate humility. What's the environment that needs to be created for humility to have a place to stay? Okay? Stay accountable and create humility. Unity thrives where there is mutual submission. Write that down. Unity thrives where there are mutual submission, not me just submitting to you. And there's some people that as long as you submitting to them, they think everything is great. But when it comes to them submitting to you, it's a problem. Mutual submission. You ain't just always right. See? And when we don't stay accountable and we don't have mutual submission, honor mother and father, mutual submission, but also don't provoke your children unto wrath, mutual submission. The husband is the head of the wife, but he should honor her and she should honor him. She ain't just submissive to him, but they're submissive one to another. Mutual submission, and many times in organization, there's just one person control, one person dominated, one person make all the decisions, one person decides all that. That is danger. That's not unity. That's organizational unity that is man-made from the outside in. But unity, real unity of the spirit, thrives where there's mutual submission. That's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21. All right. I wish I had more time. I really want, but we'll be here again tomorrow. I'm hoping tomorrow that the internet be a lot better, that we won't keep having these interruptions. But Cash App, $ Apostle Robert Jenkins, PayPal Apostle RJ. If you're on YouTube, you can give in super chat. If you're on Facebook, you can give in stars. And so please take heed. Don't lack in your giving. I say that every week because sometimes the giving goes down tremendously, and I know where God has called us and the things that we have to do. So please make sure you're faithful to that. Cash App, $ Apostle Robert Jenkins, PayPal Apostle RJ. If you're on YouTube, you give it a super chat. If you're on Facebook, you can give it stars, and also we have a donation button. So let me run through these real quick. So today we talked about understanding the systems of unity in the kingdom. We deal with characteristics of an organizational unity, which is a man-made unity. We talked about, first thing we talked about, that organizational unity is built from the outside in. Okay, and we talked about that. All right, the second thing we talked about was hidden jealousy and competitions are in these things, but they're hidden. Hidden jealousies and hidden competitions are in these organizational unity. We also talk about, but there's unforgiveness, and people are in position, but they can't stand so-and-so, and they ain't been liking them for years. They still in position. Unforgiveness and offense, it's still in position. And we're letting people preach, teach, prophesy, do whatever, all under unforgiveness and offense. You know they offended. You know they don't like so-and-so. Even when you put things together, but don't put her with Sister Brown because you know her and Sister Brown don't get along. But why they still in position? To keep the organization looking a certain way. Unforgiveness and offense. The next thing we talked about was insecurity because the fear of being replaced. And when you have a fear of being replaced, but you're insecure, anybody who come in that can preach in your eyes a little greater than you start sabotaging them, you're putting them down, you try to find something wrong with them because you're insecure, because you don't want to be replaced. So, or you try to get them close to you and make them your slave. See, or you'll start snitching on them and start telling the pastor what they ain't doing. You know they got a baby. Okay, we're going to shut this down, but thank you. Please meet me tomorrow. We'll do a part 4, and we'll go over some of these things for today, and we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you for your patience today. I love you. God bless you. Walk in God's favor.